Now. We're like a cheat on cocaine right now.
I'm just saying that I'll never understand why when the leader crosses the line and a caution comes out.
Joey Tanner.
No to what? Is it a no to he disagrees with me or no to am I nuts thinking like that? Talk to me, Joey. Say something. When that leader takes the stripe, lap is in. Let's move on. I could do this all night. I could argue that all night. I want to talk about the Budweiser Nationals since Joey brought it up. Okay? No, not at the last timing loop, Gray. I'm talking about
we
the
have one
start-finish
timing
line.
loop.
Well, I'm talking about the start-finish line. When the leader crosses that stripe, that lap is complete.
So what's going on at Bakersfield about like the 13th and 14th of October?
It's the Budweiser Nationals, baby. It's the 5th year that Moxie Media is down there calling this show.
You know, I got some pictures of last year. I'm really excited now. And they aren't cars racing. It's about getting on the plane. The fun on the plane.
Yes. Sandy sent some. She's priming the pump, getting you guys prepared for what you're about to see. If things get a little crazy down in Bakersfield. Things get crazy on the flight to Bakersfield. Do you want to know why?
Why is that, Corey?
We fly a certain airline. I'm not going to say their name, but you get free beer and wine.
Oh, the 49th State Airline.
He just threw it out there, didn't he?
I didn't say what airline.
You didn't.
I didn't say the name.
But
it's cold there.
Not at Bakersfield.
No. He's with you. He's giving hints. We fly down, and we get free beer and wine on that flight. It is an hour and 20 minutes. Our flight will last 1 hour and 20 minutes. And I promise you, before we get on that plane, somebody is going to be determined designated driver.
I told you I would be.
I told you I would be, too.
I think Joel should.
Well, then I'll drink.
Okay, see, now we've got, you heard it on the air. Joel's the DD. He is so disappointed. He just broke his heart. That's okay, though.
Why am I disappointed? I don't drink anymore.
Well, it's what you're drinking now. What are you talking about? You got a 40-ounce of Old English sitting in front of you.
Hey, you leave my bum juice out of this.
Now, this looks like one.
Anyway, the trip down is going to be awesome. It is so much fun. And I will tell you this. Last year's flight, and you guys, you thought I was nuts. You thought I was pulling your leg until you saw the pictures. I told you when we got off the plane last year, the entire flight crew, captains, co-captains, and the flight crew tracked us down in the hallway and asked to have their picture taken with all of us. That is a fact, and it is. Yeah. You guys saw the pictures.
Yeah, it was pretty neat.
It was crazy. We had so much fun. Now, the flight home was it was completely opposite. Completely opposite. Let's just say it was real quiet on the flight. People were burned out and tired. It was awesome. But you get down to the Budweiser Nationals, and you pull in, and it's a lot different than Willamette Speedway, where you pull down a long driveway and there's a gate and the guys are lined up. These guys are parked on the side of the road.
Oh, my gosh.
The gate is on the side of the road, and they are lined up. They are lined up, and it takes there's so many cars, it takes a while to get in. When you get in and get your pit spot and you start seeing these pits fill up. We got Mike Patterson on the line.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Mikey, how you doing?
Man, living the California life.
Man, you are lucky. The rain's just hit here. Now, you guys don't know what rain is.
That's not true. We had a little bit of rain out here. A little bit. We just get the...
little bit of rain about 8 months ago. What are you doing tonight, Mike?
Just got back from Panda Express, heading home, getting family some late-night dinner.
That stuff will cause cancer in laboratory rats. What are you doing eating it?
He ain't a laboratory rat.
So, yeah, we've been talking a lot lately, Mike. We're pumped about the Bud Nationals. I spent some time on the phone today with Brian Smith, one of the track announcers down there, and these guys are jacked about having us come in and work with them. We have so much fun with that crew at Bakersfield Speedway with Soley and Brian Smith and Scott Schweitzer and the IMCA officials. I mean, it truly is a good time, and it's on my schedule all year long.
Oh, absolutely. And the guys down here, it's the same thing. They look forward to you guys coming down, just like I do. I mean, I come up and see you guys, but I look forward to you guys coming back into my neck of the woods too, man. It's always a blast.
It's cool, and I've actually had a lot of drivers. Quite a bit. Hey, who's coming from Oregon this year? Who's coming to the mods? Who's coming to late models? And I'm trying to put together this list and tell everybody, hey, look, here's who's coming. I'm working on a list for some of the late model drivers here that have asked me, hey, what are the rules? Can you confirm this? Can you confirm that? I will tell you, I just received a text message from Brian Smith. Here's how you find out those rules. Late model drivers that have asked me, go to the Bakersfield Speedway website. Click on the Bud Nationals logo. On the right side of the website, every class is listed there for their rules. I had one driver said, hey, listen, I heard the 525 cars are allowed to weigh 2,100 pounds. I said, what? 2,100? And they're like, can you confirm that? So I got on the phone and got together with the track owner, Scott Schweitzer, and said, is this the fact? 2,100 for a 525 crate? He says, that's it.
Wow.
They 2,100 pounds. That's pretty significant.
Yeah, but it also, there's times where that weight will actually help a car.
You're right, and we know.
That track, because we've known that track has a tendency, especially if it's been dry the week leading up. Night number 2, it's like an ice skating rink.
Well said. Ice skating rink it's a fair comparison on the second night of the Bud Nationals. Joel, you're going to get those links posted up on Moxie Media for the rules for late models. He's going to get that posted for the guys that were asking. You'll be able to find those rules here shortly on Moxie Media and promotions. We know, last year, and I can say this with 100% confidence, last year, Budweiser Nationals, night number 2, was the slickest racetrack dirt track that I have ever seen.
Wow.
We took a picture. I'll have to post that again. We posted it a little over, almost a year ago. We'll post it again here tonight just to show you how slick that track gets. It looks like it's an asphalt track that's been soaked in rain.
Oh, wow.
It is unbelievably slick.
It literally looks like somebody glazed it in oil.
It does, and it's that black clay, and you get it shiny. It's nuts. We know that night number 1 is usually totally opposite of that. That's when we see the track record laps or the track record and being threatened. I've called the track record down there twice in the 5 years. This will be the 5th year I've done it. So in 4 years, I've seen it broke twice in the late models. Night number 2, they'll be 2 to 3 seconds off. It is nuts. It's crazy.
And one thing that they're doing a little different this year, Stephanie Odom, she's a local magazine writer for a lot of different dirt track magazines out here.
Right.
She's putting together an added incentive for the late model class on Saturday night. Each lap is going to be sponsored.
Okay.
And $50 sponsorship. 25 goes to whoever's leading it. I believe 15 goes to whoever's in second, and 10 goes to third place.
Every lap.
On Saturday night.
Every lap.
So it makes every lap count for a little bit extra because, one of those guys who's leading lap 1 through 5, that's an extra, $250 in your pocket.
Wow.
Wow.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, if you can be like Bobby Hogue and get up to the front and lead every lap, that's a pretty darn good bonus.
Yeah. So, a little added incentive for guys that are on the fence about traveling.
Now, we go down to the Budweiser Nationals, and they typically run 6 classes each day. One class is there one day in the lower ranks, and then the next, they run their Bud Nationals all on day 1, and then day 2, the next class will come in. I love, they have a class down there, you guys, called American Stocks. And, yeah, Mike, let's talk to these guys about the American Stocks, and from what you've seen at Willamette, would you compare those two more like it's kind of a combination of a Sportsman and a Street Stock on a DOT tire.
Wow.
No, you want to know what this is? Take your Hornet class. Make sure it's an 8-cylinder beast of a car. Go out there and run it.
On DOT tires.
That sounds like fun.
DOT tires.
This class,
Oh, my
these
word.
guys, when they get to racing, it's absolutely awesome, and they're fun.
You're looking at Monte Carlos.
You don't see
You're
Camaros.
looking at Oldsmobiles. You're looking at old classic Cutlass Supremes.
Nice.
We're talking like I remember the first year.
Like a 70s pimp's dream car.
We're not. He's
on
not.
the racetrack.
That is no exaggeration. The first year I headed down the Budweiser Nationals, I went down there. One of the first classes to qualify was these classes of cars I'm talking about, and a guy rolls out with. I'm not kidding you. It was like a 77 Monte Carlo. This thing's like 33 feet long.
Yeah.
It's got like a 434 in it, and he's backing this thing in like Rob Maya on the high side. And I'm going, what in the hell is going on? That is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. And these guys do it.
That sounds neat.
It is so cool to watch that class. The other class.
And it's 414.
Yep. And Mike and I,
Yes, sir.
and Sandy, we stood on top of the Sugar Shack down in Turn 3 last year. And we watched the Sport Mod feature together down there, and I am not exaggerating. This is honest to God truth. Michael vouched for me. We watched 4 cars racing for second place, 4 wide, for 7 laps.
Oh, that's got to be fun.
Mike, am I lying?
Nope, and they didn't touch each other the whole time.
Nobody took anybody out. That
That's
was for second.
Crazy.
That was for second. They were 4 wide for 7 laps, and nobody was sitting down.
Oh, that's got to be really.
Oh, it was
neat.
nuts. It was nuts.
Well, here's the thing that you guys are going to notice that haven't been out there, Joel and Don. The backstretch is where you enter the track, coming out of turn 2. So the backstretch is a little wider. These guys take advantage of every inch of that backstretch.
Yes, they do. Here's the other thing you're going to see. It is the most impressive thing I've seen at any racetrack I've been to in the nation. And I'm not kidding you when I say this. Let's say,
I know where you're going with this one.
you've heard me say this, Mike. Let's say qualifying ends and the first heat race rolls on. And they go out and they run their, I think it's 8 laps, Mike?
Yeah.
8-lap heat race. They go out and they run their heat race. They take the checkered flag. They go down the backstretch. They come out of turn 4. And their exit at Bakersfield, when they roll off the track, they go off turn 1 and down a hill. Before the first car ever gets to the exit, the next heat race is rolling on the backstretch.
It's just very efficient.
For 6 solid hours, it's like that.
Whoa.
There are no intermissions. It's racing. It is
And it's
unbelievable.
like clockwork, man. They don't wait for anybody.
They don't. It's a show. I mean,
It sounds really exciting. I can't wait.
It is. But I do like, now that's one thing about Bakersfield I do like too, is how they get on the racetrack. You come out of turn 2 and there's a wall, concrete wall, and it goes about halfway down. Then there's a break in the wall. And the break, I don't know, I'd say it's 15, 20 feet wide. But the break, where it stops on the backstretch and continues, the wall is about 10, 15 feet back, and it overlaps. So there's a hole, but it's like the wall is solid.
Okay.
It's a great safety feature.
It's kind of like
Yeah,
Elma
absolutely.
in a sense, right?
Kind of. So just picture the backstretch wall. There's an opening, and this part here, I'm demonstrating with my hands,
Yeah.
and they roll out like this. It's you can go on.
Like a freeway on-ramp.
Exactly
Yeah.
what I was going to say. It's
Go
just like
on
a freeway
YouTube.
on-ramp.
Go on YouTube tonight when you guys get home and just type in 2016 Budweiser Nationals. And don't just watch the racing. Watch the heat races and watch how before the heat races on the track is off, the next one's rolling on. And the next one's rolling on. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Watch the track. Watch the background. Watch the racing. These American stocks, these hobby stocks, and I mean these guys.
That sounds
one-
really fun.
The one thing that does help this track out that a lot of the other tracks don't have, with IMCA, you're supposed to pull your front 5 cars off into the front stretch. Then they go to Tech. Well, Tech is not in the inside of the track here. Tech is off in the hot pits. They pull it off there, and they have a separate Tech area. So they go in, they do their cool-off, cars go off the track, the next group's already on.
It's true.
So it keeps it very smooth and very quick.
It is the most efficient flowing big time race that I've ever seen. It's just it's unbelievable. Their
If you
program is
haven't
on point.
Been to Bud Nationals or any Bakersfield race for that matter, it's the way they run their show was totally different than anybody else.
It is.
It sounds like a class act. That's really.
It's wait till you see it. It's pretty cool deal.